old fool, not old school, old fool wisdom. Now I've got a backlog of stuff, information, gems, diamonds, talking, rant, on. So today I'm going to narrow some stuff down. Now in the past I've talked about things other people won't talk about, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. Diamonds, you won't hear anywhere else. People won't touch some things. When they do touch them, they don't get deep into them. Now old fool, me, old fool wisdom, you're hearing stuff right now. Today is, we got 19th, 20, I call it 19th. My handlers and all, benefactors, they told me I start condensing this stuff. Mainly we're going to get on the law today. The trial coming up in Idaho. Sounds funny. I think that guy changed his, somebody's changed his lawyer. Now he had a good lawyer, had gotten people off before. This guy could be getting set up. That's why it took so long to piece it all together, make him look like a fool. He was taking trash out with some gloves on. A lot of people do that, man, this day and age. That don't mean nothing. And the DNA in that house don't mean nothing. He could have been in there partying. You had 140 people running through that house on weekends. Now, some funny stuff's going on. This guy could be set up as a patsy. I've talked about that on the prior videos, but I'm going to get here to it real quick right here. You can check it out. Back when John Benet Ramsey got killed, you had all these, well, the whole case was messed up to start with. They didn't separate the mother and the father. They were rich people. They treated them different, didn't take them downtown and interrogate them. And that old dude walked all the way around the house. He messed up the DNA. And at that time, something came up during that case. We've got the guy. Check it out. What I'm telling you right here, remember, go check all this out. We've got the guy. We've got the guy. They named the dude off, man. Now that guy would have been sitting around today, probably on death row or in prison, his reputation as a child mole, in danger, an innocent man. So we've got the guy. They named the dude. He had some sort of little old thing, Peeping Tom or somewhere around there. Guess what? The dude was in prison, in jail in California. That saved him. Okay, funny things like that happen. The whole system's messed up here. The young Latino guy, all you flag wavers out there talking about freedom, the young Latino guy that converted to Islam, remember him? Took off the streets, not charged with nothing, held for about 4 years. No kind of what kind of interrogation he went through. He came out, I think he got some check or something. He deserves a check. Drug off the street, not charged with nothing for 4 years. Going way back 15 years, 20 years ago, there was an Irish guy. First name was Joe. Go check it out, you people. Held in New York City jail, the Tombs, 8 years. Not charged with nothing. How's that sound for all you flag wavers out there always talking about freedom? 8 years a man was held. Check it out. I think they extradited him back to Ireland. Okay, we're getting back into the Idaho thing. This guy could be getting set up. Those 2 survivors, people should check their families, their wealth. What went on down there? Partying going on. That sheaf could have been planted, that knife sheath. But it don't mean nothing anyway. People were in and out of there. This dude was in and out of there. He knew them people. There's more to it. The whole thing is fishy. Everybody knows it. Watch the trial. You're going to see psychiatrists, psychologists all in there. And if they don't bring a lot of those survivors up on the stand, if the defense don't take them on, you all will know something's funny going on. They're going to have to bring a lot of people in there. Why wasn't the damn dog barking during all of this stuff? Now, people talked about way back in the OJ thing. What happened was that big damn dog, it was Akita. What was that dog doing? People got attacked. Now, dog trainers and people like that, they will tell you right up front, once a dog sees his master beating his woman, he'll stay out of it. The dog knew the assailant. Why wasn't that dog barking in that house over there at Idaho students? It's a whole damn mess. This guy could be getting set up. If he's not getting set up, he's got a good chance to get off. The DNA don't mean a damn thing. He's in there partying. He touched the thing, and that don't even mean it was the sheath that belonged to the knife used in the murders. Okay, it's going to be an interesting trial. Watch it. Now, coming up on the Alabama Sweet 16 party. Old fools telling you right now. I feel sorry for the people down there. Everybody wants justice. You may get one conviction out of there, and it'll probably be manslaughter. Everybody thinks it was a drive-by, and the people ran off. It wasn't. They were inside there. Other people were armed in there. A whole lot of people were armed. Nobody knows what set it off. Who fired the first shot? Those guys could complain self-defense. Then the guns, an examination, the ballistics. You're going to have to get all those guns and dig those bullets out and match all that up. Remember the Waco shootout down in Texas? I told people nothing's going to come up out of that. All those arrests, they couldn't find all the guns and match all the bullets out of the body and the ballistics and all like that. And then it came to find out the police were in there shooting people. I told people nothing would come out of that. This going back to this Dade, the Alabama thing. Sweet 16 party. Other people were armed in there. They claimed something fell down and sounded like a gunshot, and somebody started shooting. Well, who started shooting first? Who did what? Them people complained self-defense. Somebody else fired first. Now, where's all the guns? You'll be lucky if one guy's charged with manslaughter. I don't have a dog in a fight. I know people are upset if their loved one got killed. But that's the confusion mess you got in this country. With all these laws. The damn death penalty thing. I've talked about one other things. I protested against the death penalty in 1967 at the gates of San Quentin. Now, this is another archive my benefactors have got. Needs to be across the board instead of just poor people getting it. Some guy kills 5 people and he don't get the death penalty. Another guy kills 1 person, he's getting the death penalty. And you remember the case, the thing down there, that woman killed the baby in Florida. Remember that one? They said the jury was tired. They wanted to go on home. And one of them said, there was nobody. We couldn't prove the woman killed that little girl because there was nobody. Well, you guys you have people sitting on death row right today. They didn't find the body of those guys they supposedly killed. See, I'm bringing all this up. This is a big stinking mess you got in this country. This country's got a curse on it. I've got into that about the Colorado thing. I don't have time today. We're staying on one thing here. My benefactor said, concise your thing here. I got a wonderful rants and stuff, diamond jewels. People are going to love to hear. Just running too much together with other stuff. I'm going to do a thing on the gays. I'm going to do a thing straight up out front on the blacks. Another thing. Sex. I'm going to show you what needs to be done. Good common sense. Once I lay it out for you, you're going to see it. You're going to hit you. And in the face like a 2x4 hit you. But you're going to realize it's a thing. You just didn't think of it at the time. It's not some genius thing I'm pulling up. It's just common sense. Okay. We're at the Daysville thing. I told you today, May 19th, it's going to be a messy trial down there. Who fired, shot, who did what. Those guys can claim self-defense. Not all of them not to get pull the guns, maybe just one or two. That's going to have to be proven. One guy may come, and you might see one thing come out of there about manslaughter. That's sad to hear for some people. But you heard it from here, old fool wisdom. Now, like I told you about the guy, people getting set up for these things. It's happened to poor people hundreds of times. Small towns, poor people don't know what, have they got a record? That's why a lot of people get convicted. They're innocent, but people look at that old back record. And some of them even say, look at this guy. Even if he didn't do it, he's got off on other things. We might as well just convict this sucker. That's been a jury's mindset. I'm going to lay it out for you in the future. Now, I'm bringing this up because it's back in the material I did before. Now, I want you to know about it in case something happened. I've talked about these billionaires, these multi-billionaires, how they should be paying veterans about $1 million each. Now, see, I'm not going to get into that deep. I want you to know that some of the things I brought up and discussed, I might not be around here longer. I'm touching on a lot of things other people don't touch on it. I get in trouble. Get my benefactors in trouble. The law thing in this country is wishy-washy. You've got guys, I've talked about that, that's back in my thing. I'm bringing it up here because we're talking about the law today. You've got guys sitting in jail doing time for trespassing. Some old men, poor guys. But then you got these other people coming out. No bond. Killing people, robberies. Now what's an old man, another old guy sitting in jail for a little trespassing charge? Why is that going on? Freedom. Oh, you flag wavers out there. That's a good one for you. Freedom. They don't know what freedom is. The reason why some poor old guy is out here doing 30, 60 days for trespassing, and some other dudes getting bailed out, just getting released, no bond, these crazy things you're hearing about, money. Some of these people are these wealthy companies, corporations, individuals. They pay those jails, those county jails, those city jails, room and board to keep that trespasser around there to teach them a lesson. They're making money off of them people. Human beings being used for commodities. This is the greatest country in the world. I just told you about guys drug off the street, charged with nothing. A Latino kid, talk about he had a dirty bomb or something like that. Came out mentally deranged. Don't tell us what interrogation the guy went through. You got people down in Guantanamo. Good old Obama. He was supposed to cut those people loose. You heard it right now. Old fool wisdom. I might not be lived to see it. It'd be coming right out of your taxpayers, your poor hard-earned dollars. Well, some of them people are going to be getting a check, man, I'm telling you. False imprisonment. Human rights violation. On and on. In the future. The ones that are left alive or whatever. There's people down there innocent. Somebody gave them up. So if they get a free trip over here, it'd be another migrant. I just didn't like somebody. Or some money changed hands. They had to come up with a quota. We had to take so many people in, like they used to do in Los Angeles in 1970. They had a quota. They'd run down the street. Like the Union Rescue Mission used to be up on Main Street down there. They'd throw people out early in the morning so they could sweep up and clean up in there. And open up about 8:30 or 9 maybe. And a lot of them poor old people didn't have no place to go. They just walked down there and stood in the doorway. Poor old men. Come along, here come the Black Maria. You know what a Black Maria? That's an old word for the paddy wagon. They come up there and just drag people. You're drunk. God wasn't drunk. They're just having quotas. Now you go down there and look at them today, they can't even arrest all them drug dealers all over hell in Haifa, Georgia. Our freedom. Poor old man had to go down and do time for nothing because they wanted a quota. They come up through there and just fill that paddy wagon up, man. Today they claim, well, we can't arrest all these dealers and none of them will just take his place. Ooh. That's what went on. That's what's happened to poor people. Freedoms. I've said it before in one of my episodes. Be careful when somebody brings up that word about freedom. Just look back in history. We've heard that song and dance over and over and over. Excuse for invading. This country's got a curse on it. Now, we're not talking about unborn babies. History. Babies and children being napalmed. Atrocities in Vietnam. And don't tell me there were no atrocities. I know about Vietnam. What on? Invasions. Overthrowing democratic elected governments. Sticking our nose in African business. This country's got a karma. Now, all you Bible thumpers out there, what generation is it? It's supposed to be sins of the fathers are passed down to fourth generation, fifth generation. Well, this country's got a lot of bad karma on it, man. The only way you're going to have to do it is a huge atonement, like I brought up in my other talks about Colorado, the curse is on Colorado. All that violence and crazy stuff out of Colorado. It doesn't stop. It's a result of the Sand Creek massacre. Powerful medicine men put a curse on Colorado. And during the Highway 55 thing in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the clash over Highway 55 and the water at Cold Spring, the struggle that went on there with Earth Firsters and Native Americans. Some high-powered medicine men were brought out of the West. and you had the big bridge that fell down. Now, some people say that's why that big bridge fell down. It was a curse on MnDOT. Okay, I'm at the end of the line. America's got a big curse on it. If you're in denial about the history, it's violent. This is a violent nation. We're violent today. A lot of it is sexual frustration. I'm going to talk about that when I hit the thing on sex. That's going to be a good one. You never heard it before, all the smart-ass intellectuals and their theories. And I'm going to lay it straight, hard, cold, embarrassing facts down on you. This is old food wisdom. Remember the predictions I've made. A lot of your taxpayers, a lot of these things will be coming out of your pocket. Freedom and freedom. Old food wisdom. Hard truth, the cold truth.